I saw the Mario Galaxy movie, and I sure do have a lot of things to talk about. Mario Galaxy 2 is one of my, if not my favorite games of all time. So, when the Mario Galaxy movie was revealed to come out this April, I was very excited to see it. So, I went and saw it, and now I'm here to talk about it. This video will be a two-part section, the first one being just a regular overview, just whatever regular, no spoilers. Then the second part will be spoilers, obviously. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I actually really like this Mario Galaxy movie. I can't tell if I like it better than the first movie, but it is very close, that is for sure. So, first of all, there are obviously the characters. We had all the original ones from the original movie, except for Donkey Kong. There, he wasn't in it. This movie introduced 4 new characters: Bowser Jr., Rosalina, Yoshi, and Fox McCloud. Yeah, he's in the movie. It's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. Fox McCloud in a Mario Galaxy movie? That's kind of crazy to me still. I thought all of the characters were actually really great. A lot of people say Rosalina wasn't in the movie long enough. I do agree with that a little bit. She wasn't very much in it. But that's fine, you know? I don't think it's that big of a deal. But the time she was in, she was really good. So my favorite thing about the movie is probably gonna be the sound effects and just the musical references. There are a lot of just like Mario Galaxy sound effects, Mario Odyssey, and even like Mario World, Super Mario World. I feel like there are a bunch of sound effects from that game, as well as music. I heard Gusty Garden quite a bit from Mario Galaxy. There's some Mario 3 music I remember. But yeah, I thought the music and the sound effects were they were so good. I like that they used them a lot. Like, they used a lot more sound effects than they did in the first one. I definitely think that was a very good idea, especially for the Nintendo fans who can catch it out, like myself. The theme was also, I have a little bit of thing, definitely about Mario Galaxy with the galaxies, just like the overall, the planets and everything, going in outer space, getting launched and everything. That was definitely the Mario Galaxy. The plot definitely had some aspects to Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, but it kind of had some from other things, which definitely is not a problem. But it is a little bit less of Mario Galaxy and more of just a Mario movie 2, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it is very hard to make Mario Galaxy into a movie just because of the sad, like, loneliness you're supposed to be in outer space. That's really not going to portray into a good kids movie. So I actually thought they did a really good job for this movie. There was a lot of like just locations from other Mario games, such as like Mario Odyssey. They had the T-Rex from Mario Odyssey. Yeah, that was Cascade Kingdom. I thought that was really neat. They had the Comet Observatory right at the beginning. That was really cool. I liked that a lot. I liked that they portrayed the like kitchen and the bedroom to be where the Lumas live, because in the game, they really don't. They're just kind of wandering around. They really don't go to bed. But I actually really liked that. They actually, like, it's more of their home, and that's where they live. So I thought that was really cool. I also thought the original characters from the original Mario movie, the other one, they definitely didn't really show. Like, Toad really didn't have a ton of role, I feel like, in this movie. He was kind of one you kind of forgot about a little bit. They kind of split off, and so, like, they were 2 different sections where the characters were split off for a while. It was, like, 2 characters with the other 2 characters, something like that, which isn't always a bad thing. But I do definitely wish they were together a little bit more, just like they did in the original movie, just so all the characters can get just more screen time, you know? I also think this is one of the best looking animated movies I think especially Illumination has done. I thought the design and the detail just to everything, like everything, the background, like that really was really good. Everything about the background and just the detail and just the design was actually really good. It's probably, like I said, one of the best animated movies by Illumination. Even better than I feel like the original movie. The original movie didn't have like a ton of, background stuff, just because a lot of it was, they're just in like the Mushroom Kingdom, so it was really just mushrooms. And then the other time they're in the real world, so there's really no background to that, just like buildings. But yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of galaxies in the background, just like in the background. It looked really good. I thought that was really cool, just all the detail. They're like galaxies from the actual Mario Galaxy game, which I thought was really cool. And I heard a lot of people had issues with the original movie. They did not like how much licensed music was in it, and there is definitely not near as much licensed music. There's a little bit, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 songs, something like that. Really not a lot of licensed music, which I thought was actually really good, because then we just got Mario Galaxy music and other Mario games, but Mario music is like some of the best, so I was actually really happy. They had so much of the Mario Galaxy, Nintendo, just Mario music. and sound effects. Also, Star Fox. Star Fox was also very good. They had some sound effect references and music references for him, but I can get more on that in the spoiler section. There was also just a lot of smaller characters from like smaller Nintendo characters from like just enemies of Mario Galaxy and other Mario games to even a couple characters from other games, which I will talk about in the spoilers later. Yeah, a lot of them had very small parts, but I still thought that was very, very nice to have other Nintendo characters and not just the Mario games, as well as just the smaller Mario characters that are like only in one game. I thought that was really cool to see. Definitely a lot more than the first movie, that's for sure. I felt like there's just a lot more references in general compared to the first movie. There was definitely a lot, but I feel like this one has like a lot of references, which I actually found really, really cool. So I also just thought it was really cool for the Cascade Kingdom. I also loved that they just turned the Cascade Kingdom into this like huge, they put like, there's one part I remember they had the waterfall in the background, which I thought was really cool. So it actually looked like it was the Cascade Kingdom from Mario Odyssey. They turned like the kingdoms in Mario Odyssey are kind of small, you know, when you're not factoring in like the sub areas and just everything else that's in there. They're pretty small. But I feel like the movie, they turn them into like this whole world, basically like just a large galaxy, because they get like launched into this galaxy. Instead of being the Odyssey where it's just different parts of the world, they actually get launched into the Cascade Kingdom as if it was the Cascade like galaxy or whatever, which I thought was more keeping in theme of the Mario Galaxy instead of changing it from Mario Galaxy to Odyssey, even though it is the Mario Galaxy movie. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I also heard a bunch of people saying the pacing was just very not good for the Mario Galaxy movie. I've heard a lot of bad things about the Mario Galaxy movie for some reason. I loved it personally. I don't know why it's getting so much hate. It's one of my favorite animated movies. It's a top 10 movie for me. I don't know why so many people are hating it. But yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know why. So, I mean, it was definitely like, it was a bit slower in the beginning, and then at the end, they kind of rushed it a little bit, just so they could, like, end it without being too long. But I actually didn't think it was that bad. I love the ending. I thought was actually really good. I don't think it was that bad, personally. Princess Peach is having a party, kind of like the Star Festival in Mario Galaxy 1. Rosalina was attacked by Megaleg and Bowser Jr., and so the Lumas scurried to find Princess Peach so that she could help them. So then Princess Peach goes off just alone with Toad to find Rosalina and try to save her. So she ends up going to, I believe, the Gateway Galaxy to try to find out where Rosalina is so that she can save her. So then Mario and Luigi and Yoshi end up going on their own adventure to try to find Princess Peach and help her save Rosalina. But they have to go through there's a bunch of like kind of problems, I guess, going around the Mushroom Kingdom. It's like cool. They got like this hub world map based on like Super Mario World's map, which I thought was really cool. And they would go through these levels and the level would be red, and then once they go and solve it, it would turn blue and they can go past the next level. It was really cool. It looked just like Super Mario World. I thought that was really cool. Like a really cool reference to Mario World. And then the final like problem they do is they're actually in the castle, which then gets attacked by a giant UFO, just like the original Super Mario game, where it's basically they're trying to pick up the castle and take it into outer space. So then everybody else evacuates except for Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. And they end up meeting Bowser Jr. and Megaleg and Kamek. And they end up fighting. Bowser Jr. becomes like his Mario Wonder form with his Mario Sunshine paintbrush. So we got like every single game with Bowser Jr. just combined into one. So I thought that was pretty cool. So basically, Yoshi ends up exploding Megaleg right into the UFO. So the UFO like malfunctions and it lets go of the castle, so that the castle falls back onto the galaxy, but it's not to the Mushroom Kingdom. It's actually Honey Hive Galaxy from the original game. So then, yeah, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi go through the Honey Hive Galaxy, trying to figure out how to leave this galaxy and get to Gateway Galaxy so that they can find out where Peach is. And Honey Hive Galaxy has it kind of has a completely different theme to it. It's like in the game, it's very like nice and peaceful, and the bees are just kind of chilling with the Honey Queen. But in the movie, it's more of like an army base or something like that, because like they never once played Honey Hive Galaxy song. They never once played that throughout the entire movie, which I thought that was a little bit. They should have added just a little bit of the song. But I mean, again, it wouldn't really fit the theme, because Honey Hive was more of like, yeah, an army base, and Honey Hive Galaxy is more of a cheerful, little jingle. So then, for some reason, I don't remember actually why, but Mario and Luigi and Yoshi are, I don't remember what it is, but they're basically like they have to go into jail and like pay their prices of mining or something. I don't remember what happened. I think it's because they crashed the castle in Honey Hive Galaxy, so it's paying for their damages. Yikes, Mario. Okay, well, but Bowser, who actually was shrunken, now he's large because Luigi kind of has like a friendship with Bowser. They kind of like friends, but Mario still seems very iffy about them. They end up making Bowser big again, and he actually is nice for a while. Then he isn't. But we'll talk about that later. So Mario, Yoshi, and Luigi are supposed to pay for whatever they did, but Bowser ends up stepping up and paying for all of their prices, which is actually, that's very wholesome for Bowser. Good job, Bowser. And they end up taking the metal beetle thing from Honey. What is it called? Mandabug. It's called a Mandabug. So they end up taking a Mandabug, which the Honey Queen, gives to them so they can head to the Honey Galaxy. So they're just flying on their Mandabug. Then Peach and Toad, who is already at Gateway Galaxy, and they're trying to figure out where Rosalina is. But while they're looking for directions, a Ukiki, the monkey who steals your hat in Mario 64, he ends up doing his hobby and steals a backpack from Toad. So now they're both chasing him, trying to get their backpack back, which they end up going into just this like secret. They jump into a wall, and on the other side of that wall is just a secret like casino kind of hidden area. Which now that I think about it, when on the other side of the wall where you jump into, it's like got the original Mario game. It's got like the water. That might be a Minus World reference, which if you don't know, in the original Mario game, you could like take a glitched version of the warp, and then you would go, instead of going to world like 8 or 4, whatever it was, you go to world -1, and it was just a water level that went on infinitely. I cannot do the glitch, but this is where it would happen. So then Peach and Toad then get their backpack back, and then they end up finding Wart, Birdo, and Mouser from Mario Bros. 2, the bosses there. They end up finding them, which they end up getting really angry at Peach and Toad for some reason. I cannot remember why. It's been quite a while since I saw the movie. So they end up fighting Peach and Toad. Toad ends up using the penguin suit from Mario Bros. U. That was the only time I think Toad would use the power-up at all, even in the first movie. So yeah, they basically beat Wart, and he ends up telling them that Rosalina is in the Space Junk Galaxy. So then they head on out to the Space Junk Galaxy to go meet with Rosalina. Then, when Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi comes to the Gateway Galaxy, they end up meeting Rob, who is actually really funny. He just reminds me of the sloth from Zootopia. He's just like very slow. Basically, he's like pointing to behind him to show him where he is. He basically like, it's over. It's really funny. It's really funny. I thought that's really the only time Rob is actually shown, but honestly, really worth it, because Rob is just, he's so funny in this movie. And I mean, he's Rob. He's the little robotic operating buddy from the little toy that you can use for the NES for specific games for the NES. So I'm actually really happy they included him. Then Bowser Jr. ends up like just breaking into the Honey Hive Galaxy and just saving his father. And then so they get to do a lot of uniting, Bowser Jr. and Bowser. And then he kind of becomes a little bit of a bad guy. He's not like all the way yet. He's like still kind of nice. He still has feelings for them when Bowser Jr. tries to get them. While Mario is at Gateway Galaxy, they end up heading out, trying to leave to get to Space Junk because Rob told them as well. They end up meeting Peach and Toad and Fox McCloud and the R-Wing. And honestly, Fox McCloud. He was such a good character for this movie. I kind of did not expect him to be, like, he was in this movie a lot. I really did not expect him to be in the movie this much. A lot of people say he even stole the show for the Mario Galaxy movie, which I definitely don't think he stole the show. Like, it's definitely stolen other characters, but he definitely did do a lot in a good way. He was very good in this movie. All the new characters were Yoshi, Rosalina, everybody. So then Mario, Luigi, Peach, everybody, they end up taking the R-Wing, and then they end up fighting against Bowser Jr. and his giant spaceship. They end up doing like some crazy just Star Wars style flying and shooting with the R-Wing. Then Bowser Jr. ends up using a blaster that turns Mario and Luigi into babies. So then they come crashing down into the Cascade Kingdom, which is where Yoshi has to save Mario and Luigi from the dinosaur. And so they end up doing that. They become back to normal. First time you ever see Baby Toad, by the way. I thought that was very funny. Baby Toad's real now. Now we have all the babies because of Mario Tennis Fever. Added Baby Waluigi. And we had Baby Wario already. So we have every baby now. Then the Comet Observatory ends up coming to Cascade Kingdom because the R-Wing is still broken and Fox cannot fly it, but he can fly the Comet Observatory. So they end up flying that over to Space Junk Galaxy, which in the game was way more of a it was junk in space. It was like literally loneliness. It was just the Loneliness Galaxy. It was that could be a substitute name. That's kind of what it was. It had very like sad music. It's the music I'm actually playing right now. It was just like very, very sad music, very lonely, and just everywhere you were alone. It was just very dark. But in the movie, they end up taking all the space junk, and Bowser Jr. ends up making it into Planet Bowser in the Space Junk Galaxy, which is like, okay, that's actually really cool. Because it also looked a lot like a Bowser generator from Mario Galaxy 2. It looked a lot like that. But yeah, I thought it was really cool that he made his Bowser planet just in Space Junk Galaxy using the junk. And yeah, he had, on top of it, he had a giant, I think it was called like Boomsday Cannon or whatever it's called. Yeah, Boomsday Cannon, I believe it was. It could just like shoot something so powerful it could like take out a galaxy or something like that. Something crazy like that. Cool idea with the planet. I thought that was really neat. Bowser Jr. is doing all of this just for his father, which I thought was really like father-son stuff. But in order to power the Boomsday Cannon, they have to use Rosalina and her power to basically just like get fired off. So that's why they captured Rosalina. Then Mario and Luigi and the whole cast end up taking the Comet Observatory over to Space Junk Galaxy. They land on Planet Bowser. They basically just split up. And so Mario and Peach end up going through like a Mario Maker level that Bowser Jr. is building. And he said something that referenced Maker. He said Maker or something, I don't remember. And that's like, yeah, that's a Mario Maker reference right there. And it even had, from Bowser Jr.'s point of view, everything just looked like the original Mario game in the NES style. So it was basically like the original Mario game NES theme for Mario Maker. Then Peach ends up going to save Rosalina because Bowser ends up fighting Mario on a bridge with axes over lava. The second that happened, I knew, yeah, that is Mario 1. That is when you take out King Koopa. It was a really, really good reference. He jumps over Bowser, and then he grabs the axe and he basically cuts down the bridge. And then Bowser Jr. comes and he is so sad because his father he thought was dead. Then he comes out and he is now Dry Bones. He's Dry Bowser, which was actually very unexpected. I did not think that was gonna happen until I saw him burning the lava. I was like, yeah, he's probably coming back, or it's either a fake. He came back as Dry Bowser. So Luigi ends up coming, and now Mario and Luigi are fighting Dry Bowser and like this new fire form for Bowser Jr. Something like that. Looked like something from Wonder. I don't know if like it was something. Maybe it was the fire level. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was the fire level from Mario Wonder now I think about it. Yeah. But so basically Mario and Luigi, they end up using, and Yoshi actually, this is when the new power-ups come for the movie. Mario ends up using the drill power-up from Mario Wonder, and Luigi uses the cloud power-up from Mario Galaxy 2. I thought that was really cool. I love the cloud power-up from Mario Galaxy 2. It's probably my favorite ability in Mario Galaxy games. I thought that was really cool. And Yoshi becomes a blip. He's Blimp Yoshi, the light blue, where he becomes a big balloon. He doesn't really do much. He just like bumps into Bowser Jr., then he pops it. He doesn't like pop him, but he kind of like makes him blow away. So then Mario and Luigi end up fighting Bowser Jr. They lose their power-ups. Then Luigi ends up getting the paintbrush from Bowser Jr., and he ends up drawing something to fight on his side. And that something is none other than Mr. Game & Watch from the Game & Watch games and Smash Bros. Which, that was such a funny... It was so funny. I don't know what it was. I did not expect Mr. Game & Watch to be there. I loved it, honestly. Mr. Game & Watch is such a funny character. He's just 2D. He's just a 2D. He ends up hitting Dry Bowser right in the head with a hammer. I thought that was really funny. He's doing his typical things. His typical Mr. Game & Watch 2D things. Then he ends up hitting Bowser Jr. or Dry Bowser. It was Dry Bowser, yeah. Then he gets taken out, which is fine. Then they had Bowser Jr. ends up drawing the big dragon from Mario Odyssey, and it ends up playing like just the main riff they have. I'll play that right now. Just the main riff they have for the boss music for that. I loved that so much. That was like my favorite boss from Mario Odyssey. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, then they basically they end up taking them out, and then they end up saving Rosalina from the Boomsday Cannon, which Rosalina ends up turning out to be Peach's sister. I'm not sure if that's like said so in the Mario Galaxy games, but if it is, I did not know that, and so I thought that was pretty cool. That's new information to me. I don't think it was in the games. It might have been. I really did not read the storybook. I might have to go play Mario Galaxy and read the storybook after this, so I should probably do that. I remember seeing EGAD, the EGAD logo from Luigi's Mansion on a mug that Kamek has. I remember seeing a bunch of plushies that Bowser Jr. owned when he was little, because I had a couple flashbacks when Bowser Jr. was little with Bowser. I remember seeing like the rhinoceros thing from Mario Wonder, the blue guy, the blue fluffy looking guy. I remember seeing a Boo. I heard a Boo when they're at the casino, but I don't remember. I don't remember seeing any. At the casino, there was also the Mask guy on the logo of like where you can get drinks. There was a logo. There was the Mask guy from Mario 2. The actual casino place had like there was a ceiling. There was the walls that you could like in a square that you could walk on, just like the sub areas from the original game, which I thought was a really cool detail. Like there's just so much attention to detail, especially in that part. But like throughout the entire movie, there's just so much attention to detail. It's really cool. There's a part where Ukiki is back to his stealing habits again. He's stealing from a little whittle, the wooden guys from Mario Galaxy. And he just gets absolutely punched. He just gets absolutely owned by Daisy, of all people. Yeah, so Daisy's gonna be in the next Mario movie. I wonder if it's gonna be around Mario World or maybe Mario Sunshine. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe it's Odyssey. Could be Odyssey. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe it's Mario Galaxy 2. That would realistically be really funny. I feel like people would not like that if it was another Mario Galaxy movie. There was a part where Mario, baby Mario more specifically, is like, he's acting like a baby, and there's the sleeping T-Rex from Cascade Kingdom, and so he finds like a stick, and he ends up like playing xylophone on his teeth, and it plays like the beginning for like the beginning for the original Mario game, or the Mario theme actually. Yoshi and Bowser Jr. had the Super Scope from the SNES, which was like the blaster for the SNES, which was what they used to like become regular again, become a baby and become regular again. But it was like it was the Super Scope from the SNES. That was really funny. I remember in where you can take your flying machine to go up and travel to a different galaxy. I remember Pikmin in a little tiny rocket ship. They drop down, and a bunch of Pikmin come out, and Mario's like, "What the heck are these? These are Pikmin. They're so small." I thought that was pretty cool because they're Pikmin. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Samus Aran's ship in the background from Metroid, even if it was just for a split second. Mega Leg's theme, I'm pretty sure, was also played a little bit when Mega Leg showed up, so I thought that was pretty cool. when the dragon shows up, like I said, when the purple like lightning dragon shows up from Mario Odyssey, it plays the beginning of that song. That's a reference. So then the dragon eats Bowser Jr. Then Mario gets the red star power up, and he does the only spin jump in the entire movie, and he flies up and saves Bowser Jr. The like part they're playing level, that was definitely a reference to Mario Maker. All of the levels in that part were all references to like different levels in different Mario games. But one of the levels was actually the Hammer Bro right here from Mario Bros. 1. When Mario ends up taking out Bowser with the bridge, Bowser Jr. watches them watching them fight, and it shows Bowser falling literally from the end of Mario Bros. 1, where Bowser just falls. It's in the art style still. So I thought that was actually really cool. Like, when they call back to the original game, I always think that's a really cool detail. I don't even know why. Like, it's the original game. Of course they're gonna call back to that. But like, I don't know. It's just really cool. I kind of mentioned a lot of the references in the like summary of the plot, so I don't really have any other ones I can think of. Just the ones that I mentioned and the ones I mentioned during the plot. So overall, I thought this movie was very good, phenomenal. It's definitely, like I said, one of my top 10 favorite movies. I loved this movie. I loved both the Mario movies. I don't know which one I like better, but yeah, I loved this movie so much. I was super excited to see this movie. I've been waiting for this since it was revealed back in the Mario 40th Anniversary Direct, back in like, what was that? September, August? Somewhere around there, beginning of October? It was somewhere around there. I think it was September. I think it was like third week of September, something like that. Somewhere around there. And then next movie we have to look forward to is the Zelda movie, that's only a year away. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's a year away. Well, I'll have to make a review video about that one, so when that movie comes out, I'll have to make another video about that one. I didn't realize how close that movie was. I'm actually pretty excited for that now. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.